Hey, this is Kim Bellissimo, and I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing after that Lion's Gate, kind of where we've been, where we're going. So, what happened kind of in that Lion's Gate, I don't know if you can see in my office that figure eight. That figure eight represents actually something we always do, which is connect, we ground, in the vertical, we are eternal. Hi, Erin. I'm just giving an update and where we are and all the exciting things to come. And it is a great time to really create. So in that Lion's Gate, where we came from, that was that portal. It is still open. These past 3 days have been very kind of intense as far as moving through that, accessing the energy of that. And even now we are still kind of in that, but there's important things really to navigate that, to really understand what happened, what was going on. And really by connecting like that figure eight represents the eternal. It represents your connection from your heart to the field, to source, from your heart to the planet. And in that figure eight pattern, our energy starts to rise and the eternal starts to move inside. That is really the portal we were moving through. And what was important too to know, because people are still navigating this, is that by imagining creates our life. And think about what has happened in your life. Even the things that we don't want, maybe our health, maybe a relationship, all of these things that we imagined. And by imagining them, well, you're a great creator. We create them. So now we have the opportunity to really imagine what it is that you want, because all it takes is that imagination. But with that gateway open, what happened for a lot of people is that, the door was open. They were standing at the door when they could just walk right through. But a lot of times when you have been trying to open that door for so long, you've been trying everything in your power to change your life, and that door wouldn't budge, it wouldn't open. But to get through that door, because it's now open, is that you have to really let go. It's like the eye of a needle, a camel has to let go of its load to move through. So how do we let go of our load, our past, kind of how we've created? First, with all of this light energy, it's been great because now we're really having access, being able to identify kind of where is stored, where is stuck energy within us. When our awareness doesn't see that unconscious energy within us or where it's dark, then we're not able to change it. It's called stored energy. So in our past, these pain pictures or things that have happened, we haven't placed our attention there. Maybe we pretended that our life is just fantastic because there's too much pain kind of stored there. So with the light coming through, by placing even our awareness there, guess what? We have access to all of that energy. And that is all you need. That energy is what I look for in sessions. I'm looking of where their energy is stored, where it's stuck. By just placing light there, now you have access to an enormous amount of energy that you didn't have before. And by moving it then in the figure eights, kind of through the heart, it changes it from one form to a new form. And that transformation then allows you then to have access to a new imagination. Because that vertical figure eight is we are creators. And by being creators, we imagine. So keep imagining your reality. Keep imagining beyond what you can even dream. By imagining, especially in this time, so beyond, I've been asking clients, okay, what have you imagined? And somebody said, I made it when I eat guacamole at Chipotle. Not to make fun of that. And then other people are like, so beyond. So it's important to really let the imagination go. By letting the imagination go, you know that you are a creator. And most of us have forgotten that we are a creator. And by being in that figure eight, we realize, okay, we are unlimited. We are eternal. We are the creator. So moving through that portal is really seeing who we really are, because we forget who we are. And we start to go into these pictures or other people's pictures. What's been happening a lot too this week is where somebody says, I felt great. And then all of a sudden I visited someone and then I lost my information. I started feeling depressed. Or even think about it. It's kind of like you feel alive, you feel great. That's why we have the figure 8, because when we're there, then we fill up with our energy, our information. We don't lose our information. And by having our attention within our heart, then you always know, I know what I want. Even if you don't know what it is, you are moving forward. But what happens, let's say, if you are around a person, let's say that person is a rose, and they're blooming, they're bright, and then all of a sudden, here is your rose. Now, what happens to your rose? Does it collapse into their rose, into their reality? Does it die? I want you to that is a great exercise. When you're in a situation, that do you just collapse in and give in, and now all of a sudden, you can't even think, and you're programmed out of your light. So when that happens, it's an easy solution. Move with your attention within to that diamond of your heart. When you move there automatically, okay, I start to remember then why I'm here, my source. If you think about your heart like the sun has the power, and what moves around the sun are the planets. Now think about an atom, let's say, an atom source. What moves around that atom is neurons. But what happens is our attention starts to drive, looking at somebody else, looking at what people are doing in our phones, in TV, our attention starts to disappear. And when it goes out far enough, like those neurons, we call that getting excited and an energy term. What does that mean? Well, other energies start to go on the neurons, and now we feel destabilized. We start looking at that person, we're in their presence, we start to collapse, we move in their reality. But if you look and observe energy, what happens when a neuron starts to collapse? The proton shoots it back to the atom, to the sun, to the center. So that's why we use that diamond out there. Always have that diamond in front of you, because that diamond is a reflection of the diamond of our heart. And by placing kind of the diamond right out in front of you, it's like playing ball with your energy. It's like looking at a mirror. It's like your attention's gonna go out, let it go out. But it's playing ball. It always moves back. Because if it moves out, it will attach to other things, and now you start orbiting around other people, and then your life collapses. So we may be experiencing collapsation in our life. And I want you to really notice this week, like I've had people run into old relationships where it's like, oh my God, they ran the other way. But in a way, that's what they needed, because their energy was stored and stuck and feelings around that old relationship, and they didn't have access to it. So in that moment, you get access to things that we've buried. And by having access, move it through the heart. And when you move it through the heart, kind of in that vertical figure 8, what happens then is it cancels the energy. It aligns you and starts to move that light within. And then you start to recognize, okay, I can create my reality. I can create anything beyond what I know. And so by imagining is the key. And people say to me, this is a good example. People say, well, I can't quite see it. I can't imagine what it is. And I'm like, okay. So a client said, I was sleeping, I woke up, and I said, I really need a new couch. Imagining, I need a new couch. He didn't say what color it was, what it needs to be, this and that. And all of a sudden, like an hour later, some opportunity came in. Not only did he get a couch, but somebody gave him like all this office furniture. It was a brand new showroom, and they just had to leave the space. Now, he couldn't have planned that out. And he didn't even have I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to imagine. I'm going to have a vision board for it. I'm going to, he just thought of it. I just imagined it. And just like that simple thing, if you can do that with whatever your dreams are, I'm imagining it. And I'm going to take my step forward, even looking online, just any step forward in this time, because as we're moving to that full moon, taking steps, moving in space is the key. Because what do you need? It's like the two roses. If you are in a space and you walk into somebody else's space and you've dissolved your reality, there's no space for you. So in this time, what you need is space. Why is there so much space in space? It's creative energy. You need a space to put your intention. You need a space to exist. And really, where is the space? It's the internal space. It's the space within the heart. When you move within your heart, your field is the space around you. Now, what is your aura? What is your field? That is the container. This is what most people are programmed out of, because their attention is all outside of their space. But if they only knew that the space around us is not empty, this is my creative space. And in it, then I have my attentions, and then they start to move around you like the planets. And so sometimes we need to go out with our attention. We need to dream. But I want you to notice then, if you get anxious, and that anxiety means put the diamond there, return to your heart. Because by going out and in, that is the circuit of creation. That is that flow, by going into that portal onto that other side, by bringing it back into the body. We access that here and now. So having all of this light energy show up within you, illuminating through, keep moving. And then when you see stored, stuck energy, is like, that's the jackpot. That's what we want. Because that is where move it through my heart, like in the loop, and I can change and transform it. I need more energy in order for this big intention, this big mock-up that I'm creating. You need a space. You need energy. So anyways, hi Claire. Oh my God, so good to see everyone. It's been a while, and I'm just sending the heart wave out and that unconditional love to all of you. As that wave goes out, send it back and send it to everyone you know. And that way we're all connected within that loop. Love you. Bye, Erin. Good to see you. Bye, Claire. Say hi to Richie and the girls. Love you guys. Bye.